Hey, what's up everyone? This is Andrew from B&H here at NAMM 2025. I'm at the SSL booth and I am checking out a couple of new products that are pretty cool actually. We got the SSL 18, which is a USB-C interface. It's a 26 by 28 interface, so that means it's got 26 inputs, 28 outputs at 44.1 or 48 kilohertz. If you're running higher sample rates than that, you're going to get 18 inputs. But in the form of analog inputs, we have inputs 1 and 2 here on the front, then we've got another 6 XLR inputs on the back, so we've got 8 mic pre's. We actually have 9 mic pre's because there's a dedicated talkback mic input that has its own preamplifier. And I'm going to come back to the talkback in just a moment because there's another really cool feature there. So just to give you a little walkthrough of the front panel here, obviously we got the combo inputs for 1 and 2. And then here are your gain controls. And these buttons underneath actually allow you to select each preamp. So if I want to make changes to preamp 1, I'm going to push this button here. And then I can use these buttons to set the preamp up however I want to do that. So there's a 4K mode, which harkens back to SSL's legendary 4000 series consoles. Okay, so if you want to get some of that flavor into your recordings, you can go ahead and engage that. There's a high pass filter. There's the line option as well as phantom power for using condenser mics. One thing to note about the line option is that when you select that, it's actually bypassing the mic pre and going straight to the converter. Now, inputs 1 and 2 also have inserts there. There's send and return. So if you wanted to go straight to the converter on those, you can just come straight back in through the return. Now, you'll notice over here, we got the display that shows you what options you have selected for each preamp. There's a level meter there as well. And then there's a volume control for your monitors here. You can see that there's some buttons underneath. There's a cut button, which is going to mute your monitor. There's an alt button to allowing to switching to a different set of monitors. And then there's your talkback button, which allows you to engage the talkback microphone and it will route that to all of the headphone outputs that are being used for the session. In terms of setting up the headphone outputs and things for the session, the SSL 18 comes with SSL's 360 software, which is going to be your software mixer for managing the software side of the interface. You can reconfigure these buttons as you wish in the SSL 360 software. And with the talkback, you can also engage a really cool feature, which is the LMC or the Listen Mic Compressor. So the LMC is a legendary circuit. If you've heard Phil Collins in the air tonight, then you will have heard that circuit and you'll know that that is how he achieved that legendary drum sound on that really famous Phil. The cool thing about the SSL 18 is that because the talkback mic has a dedicated XLR input and a preamp, you can actually record the input source from there. So you can use that LMC emulation there in your productions, which is pretty cool. So in terms of expanding those analog inputs that are on here via the digital side, you can have up to 16 ADAT inputs, which is pretty astounding. That's at 44.1 or 48K. You'd have at higher sample rates that would half to 8 ADAT inputs. But that allows you then to be able to incorporate gear such as the Alpha 8. So you could have 2 of these plus the SSL 18 and you'd have 24 channels of SSL inputs for your home studio, which is pretty crazy. The SSL Alpha 8, they call it an interface expander. It's an ADAT expander for audio interfaces, but it also does have USB-C. So that means that you can use it as an audio interface in itself. But you just got to keep in mind that it only does have line inputs. It's got 8 line inputs on it. I'll give you a tour of the front panel here. The headphone control, volume control is over here with the headphone jack. And these buttons are they're essentially kind of like solo buttons. So you can do confidence monitoring for each one of these inputs. If I push this button, I'm only going to hear input 1 out of the headphone output. So this is perfect if you've got, say, a 500 series rack of a bunch of different mic pre's that you're looking for some conversion to get into your DAW. You could use the Alpha 8, or you can just plug line level sources straight into it, say keyboards, synthesizers, that kind of thing. Maybe you have a modular setup in your house and you want to just have something, an ADAT inputs where you can have your synths already set up and ready to go. This would be perfect for that. There's metering here for your inputs and outputs, as well as other information to let you know what sample rate you're at, how you're clocking, that kind of thing. And these buttons over here can be used to select those parameters. So that's the SSL 18 and the Alpha 8. Super impressed by these pieces from SSL. They offer a lot of versatility and certainly a way to level up your home studio game. So don't forget to subscribe to the B&H Pro Audio YouTube channel and keep an eye out for content updates from NAMM 2025.